Are Arsenal about to bid for Manuel Locatelli? It seems like Arsenal have become midfielders FC, as today we have been linked to Italian international Manuel Locatelli. Also, what is the latest on the potential transfer of Yves Bissouma? And has Matteo Guendouzi confirmed that he could be staying at Arsenal? Join me today as we discuss. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Yves Bissouma and welcome back to your boys channel. Is Manuel Locatelli a player that you want to see Arsenal sign? Let me know your thoughts down below on the player. Or is there another midfielder that you have in mind? So let's get straight into this. Manuel Locatelli potential Arsenal transfer. Now, who exactly is Manuel Locatelli? Well, as I said, he's an Italian international playing for Italy in Euro 2021. And of course, he started the first game against Turkey alongside Jorginho and Nico Barella in midfield. At 23 years of age and playing for Sassuolo in the Serie A, he is also ex of AC Milan, and essentially he would be a potential replacement for Granit Xhaka in the centre of midfield. So are Arsenal about to bid for this player? According to Gazzetta dello Sport, they are claiming Arsenal are ready to offer 40 million euros for Manuel Locatelli. However, the player's preference is Juventus. Sassuolo's president has informed of interest from abroad. And in terms of the source La Gazzetta dello Sport, they are normally pretty reliable when it comes to Serie A transfers, so I don't think we need that pinch of salt here. And as pointed out here, by the way, the first outlet to report Arsenal's interest in Manuel Locatelli was Sky Italy, who are normally very reliable as well. So now you have two reliable sources confirming that Arsenal are in fact in for Locatelli. But personally speaking, again, I'm just not sure he's going to sign for Arsenal. As much as I rate him as a player, I can see why Arsenal have targeted him as a potential Xhaka replacements. Unfortunately, when it comes to Italian players, they normally like to stay in Italy. I mean, how many Italian players have you seen come to the Premier League except for Jorginho? And also, in terms of the clubs that are after Locatelli, we're talking Juventus, we're talking Paris Saint-Germain, and I've even had Manchester City. Hold the video right there. Before we proceed onwards, if you guys can go down there and smash a like on the video, and while you're down there, also press that big fat red subscribe button as well. Road to 50k, we've just hit 41k, so don't be missing out and don't be slacking, and subscribe to your boy, much appreciation. But would your boy take Locatelli Arsenal? Of course I would. At 23 years of age, he's got massive potential in midfield. And don't take your boy's word for it. Watch Locatelli play. Of course, Italy are playing the Euros and Locatelli's a star. So go out there, go scout him and let me know your thoughts on Manuel Locatelli. And would you be happy if Arsenal paid 40 million euros for the 23-year-old midfielder? 90 min exclusive. The Arsenal will firm up their interest in Brighton's Yves Bissouma this summer as Mikel Arteta looks to bolster his midfield options. Now that is exactly what I want to hear, Arsenal. Step up the interest. Liverpool and Leicester have also contacted Brighton with regards to a possible move for Bissouma, though his unwillingness to move so far north makes the Gunners firm favourites. But most importantly in this transfer so far, Arsenal have not put forward a bid for Bissouma. And in terms of the money for Bissouma, he would be a similar price tag to Ruben Neves and Manuel Locatelli, and so Arsenal quite clearly have the money to buy Bissouma. The player wants to join Arsenal. Arsenal have contacted his agent as well, and ultimately it might just be the fact that Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar don't think he's the right profile for Arsenal to sign to replace Granit Xhaka. But that does not mean your boy agrees with that opinion, because I rate Bissouma very, very highly. Bissouma has also posted a photo today of him and his agent saying how much he respects him and how thankful he is for all he has done in his career. But as long as Arsenal don't put forward that bid, we can forget about this transfer happening. Now, one thing that a lot of reporters around the Arsenal have kind of said is that Arsenal want to do their business in secrecy this summer. And of course, cast your minds back to when we signed Matty Ryan back in January. It was a deal that came out of nowhere and hit us like an RKO. And that is why I'm looking at a lot of players that Arsenal are currently being linked to, and most of them are going to be smoke screens. And so right now it's confused.com settings. I don't know what Arsenal are going to do. All I want them to do is get the business done ASAP. That is all I ask for. Matteo Guendouzi's new Arsenal's themed Twitter layout, despite reports linking him close to a move to Marseille. You know, him in the Arsenal kit, the Arsenal banner, football player for Arsenal in his bio as well. I'm not trying to read too much into this, but it is a bit of a surprise, because if he is so close to joining Marseille, then why not post photos of yourself in just the Adidas shirt and so on, so of course his sponsor. Now I personally do believe that Guendouzi is desperate to stay at Arsenal, but I think he understands that whatever he said to Mikel Arteta and to Edu Gaspar, they didn't like it and they want to move him on, and that is why we are in negotiations with Marseille. But with the amount of midfielders that Arsenal are shifting out this summer, and the fact that Arsenal also have an extension clause in this guy's contract, just don't be surprised if things don't work out and Marseille don't offer the right amount of money where Arsenal keep Matteo Guendouzi. And if we are to go into a midfield three, the likes of Partey, the likes of Guendouzi as well, these guys could thrive in that system. But if it came down to you this summer, would you keep Matteo Guendouzi or are you selling Matteo Guendouzi? And if so, what price tag are you looking for? Decisions, Arsenal Football Club, you have got to make them. Moving on, lads, let's discuss the Arsenal potential future centre backs. Now, in my last video, we did discuss the transfer of Ben White from Brighton to Arsenal, and a lot of Arsenal fans were starting to panic saying, Babs, we've got William Saliba. If we sign Ben White, it means that Saliba is not going to play. But according to the Express, William Saliba will be given a fair crack over the whip this summer at Arsenal, regardless of whether Mikel Arteta signs Ben White. And this is exactly what I was saying in my last video. If we sign a Ben White or another centre back, it doesn't mean that we're not going to see Saliba play, but we just cannot go into a season with just Saliba and Gabriel and Mari as our main centre backs. And as long as Arsenal sign a quality centre back, we are going to be fine, and I am not complaining about that. But do let me know, going into next season, what do you want to see as Arsenal's defensive partnership? And do you want to see a Gabriel? Fabrizio Romano says that Eden Nketiah has received a new contract proposal from Arsenal days ago, as reported by The Athletic. There's nothing agreed as of today. West Ham, Watford, Crystal Palace are interested. Bayer Leverkusen are also pushing since months to sign him on a permanent deal. Now, before you Arsenal fans start to panic and rip your hairs out, oh my god, how dare Arsenal give Nketiah a new contract? According to The Athletic, Arsenal want to give Nketiah a little contract extension just to preserve his transfer value. Of course, his current contract expires next summer, and so the more years he has on his contract, the more money Arsenal can look to get for the player from West Ham or Watford or Crystal Palace or even Bayer Leverkusen. So just take a deep breath, my Arsenal fans. Stop panicking. Nketiah for me is going to leave Arsenal this summer. It's just a matter of what club he's going to and how much cashola can Arsenal get in return. We have also had a Roma source claim today that Roma have had another bid for Granit Xhaka rejected by Arsenal. The Italian club do not intend to increase their offer, and we'll see how the situation evolves over the coming days. Arsenal are standing firm. They want as much money as possible for Granit Xhaka, and so personally, your boy is not going to complain, because as I have said plenty of times, Granit Xhaka is worth more money and Arsenal should be looking to get more money as well. But it looks like Mr. Richard Garlic Bread is using his wisdom right now and trying to get as much money as possible for Granit Xhaka. If you really want Xhaka that badly, Roma, give us the money first. The Anfield Central says that Jonathan Okone won't be moved to Liverpool after his talks with his agent broke down last week. Arsenal are also understood to be in contact with Okone and his agents. Jonathan Okone is a attacking midfielder slash winger that plays for a club that Arsenal love to sign players for. Yes, you guessed it right, it is Lille. But overall, looking into this transfer itself, I'm not sure first things first how reliable the source is, and secondly, how much do Arsenal want Jonathan Okone? But personally, I don't see it happening, because all I see here is the agent of the player trying to push the narrative that Arsenal are in for the player, when really we're probably not. But do let me know your thoughts on, would you take Jonathan Okone at Arsenal going into next season? And moving on to the other Arsenal news today. First things first, an update on the injury of Kieran Tierney, who missed Scotland's loss to the Czech Republic. Charles Waters reported that Kieran Tierney has a slight niggle, according to Steve Clark, but should be back available for the England game on Friday. Surprise, surprise, Scotland are without their best player and they end up losing on home territory. But one thing I will say about Kieran Tierney is, again, this is another injury that he's picked up out of nowhere, and as great as a player he is, going into next season, I don't think we can just rely upon Kieran Tierney, and we need to also sign a brand new left back to compete with the player. I'm not saying replace Kieran Tierney, but instead get an adequate backup player. And talking about left backs, according to the Football Insider, Arsenal, Aston Villa and Wolves are set to assess Rangers left back Borna Barisic, who was in action for Croatia versus England. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I was not impressed that much by the player, but that don't change the fact that Arsenal still need to sign a new left back. And so to my scouts that are watching right now, let me know, what left back do you want to see Arsenal sign to be a backup to KT Kieran Tierney, Tesco's finest? Sources say that AFC Chief Executive Vinay Venkatesh suggested that he had been left in the dark over plans in a US-led operation for the Super League. Arsenal, however, say he was merely pointing out the club were or not, drivers or authors of the botched scheme, claim the Mail Sports. Vinay Ventukesham is a guy under severe pressure, because just like Edu Gaspar and Mikel Arteta, this guy is still a part of the new Arsenal regime that is meant to guide Arsenal back to the glory days and somehow competing for Premier League titles and first things first getting back into the Champions League. But in terms of the Arsenal board going into this summer, what are your realistic expectations? What players do you want to see them sign, and what players do you want to see them sell? But there you guys go, that is the video around there. If you have enjoyed, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video. Also do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Follow your boy on them social medias, especially on the Instagram, road to 10k there, and the links will be down below in the description. But that was the latest Arsenal news today, and in terms of Arsenal, I am still waiting very patiently indeed for some signings, so please go out there and sign some players. I will see you guys soon. See you in a bit.